boys and girls. It's time for chapter 11 of the Wise Enchanter. We're going to go search for the letter K. Kind of, he said. The gorge is deep, but on the other side it looks like the land continues. If only there was a bridge, it wouldn't be very far across at all. Been around the whole place twice, said the Dormouse. There's no way across. And as far as I could see, there's no way down. And if we got down, we'd have to swim. The children peered into the darkness in front of them. The air was cold and bit into them. Then Rukmini said quietly, if we got here by traveling across the Isles of Imagination, then what? Asked Lauren. Then surely there is a way for us to get out of here. We just have to use our imaginations. The Dormouse is right. We are the ones who trapped ourselves here, and we're the only ones who can get ourselves out. I'm going to close my eyes and imagine something other than Jumping Jack. Rukmini closed her eyes. Then she opened one eye and looked around and looked at each one of her friends. No one said anything for a while. I don't think it's working, Michael sighed. It's late. We're stuck here. What are we going to do? In the day, you might be able to see better, said the Dormouse kindly. You can rest here and I'll watch and listen. When Jumping Jack discovers you've gone, he's going to be jolly upset. After all his kindness, it seems rude to leave like this. It's the only way, said the Dormouse sternly. You'd never get away otherwise. He'd have you all excited about some new joy toy, and you'd stay there forever, believe me. Rukmini stroked the Dormouse's soft fur and sat down on the grass. They all sat down and huddled close to keep warm. Rukmini yawned and said, I think maybe when we chose the pathway, we chose the wrong one. We should have listened to the Dormouse and gone left. It might have been so much better that way. Oh, tut-tut, no regrets. I'll wake you up at sunrise, the Dormouse said. The children, who'd been tired anyway and had to wake up and escape, didn't need any more encouragement. They leaned on each other and promptly fell asleep. A loud bird call woke Sifo first, and then Lauren. The Dormouse was up on his hind legs sniffing the air. Rukmini and Michael stirred and sat up. They glanced in the direction of the noise and narrowed their eyes against the blinding rays of the morning sun. There was movement on the opposite side of the gorge. Someone was walking toward them, waving both arms. He called out at the top of his lungs, Good morning! It's not a bird, whispered Sifo to Michael. We weren't woken by a bird call. Suppose not, Michael agreed. Good morning, called Lauren and Rukmini in one voice. The figure came closer. When he arrived at the edge of the cliff on the other side of the gorge, the children were astonished at what they saw. The waving figure was a king. He was dressed all in purple, and his heavy gold crown caught the rays of morning sun and shone so brightly that it was difficult to look at him. Good morning, he called out again. What are you doing over there? Oh, your majesty, is there a way across? Rukmini asked. Why, of course, my dear. Oh, that's wonderful. Where is it? It's right here in front of you. Rukmini looked from the king's quiet countenance to the gaping gorge in front of her. I don't see anything, Rukmini replied distrustfully. She searched the king's face to see if perhaps he was making fun of her, but she saw only kindness in his eyes. How? How do we get across? Good question. The answer is you walk, one foot in front of the other. We can't walk on fresh air, Rukmini pointed out. The king took out 3 golden balls and began to juggle with them. Yes, you can, he said, concentrating on what he was doing. Trust me. Why? Rukmini asked. Because I am the kindest king, and because, as you might know, since time began, all true heroes have to learn to trust. And it is only with trust the answer comes. You take a step in faith and something catches you. What if I don't have any trust and I take a step without it? Once you take a step, you have trust. The words hold true. Try it. Rukmini noticed her friends looking at her expectantly. "Try it," Michael whispered. "Just think of yourself walking across and us following him." "I believe him," whispered the dormouse. "Oh, they're braver than I am." So Rukmini went to the edge of the gorge. She took one last long look at the king, who winked encouragement. Then she closed her eyes and put her foot out into pure, fresh air. And when she opened her eyes, lo and behold, beneath her feet was a solid little wooden bridge which spanned the entire gorge. Rukmini, followed by Michael and Sifo, Lauren and the dormouse, walked across the bridge, which swayed very gently. And then they were safely on the other side. "Thank you," Rukmini said, and curtsied in front of the king. "You saved us." "No, you did it on your own. Without your own courage, nothing like this would be accomplished. I wish you luck wherever you might be going." "What will we find if we go north?" Michael asked. "The Whispering Woods. You should find plenty to eat on the fruit trees there. Just remember to stick together. It's easy to get lost. Goodbye, my friends." When the kind king left them, the children sat down on the ground and took out the magic book. They all knew exactly what His Majesty had given them. While Michael drew, the others all added their comments. "His crown was bigger," said Rukmini. "He stood royally," said Lauren. "Look at him now," said Michael. "The kind king has given us the letter K." And that he has. I'm telling you, I wouldn't have been brave enough to step out into the fresh air. That took a lot of courage. I don't know if it's smart either. Do you see the K? On to chapter 12.